Mom, did you just puke in your throat?
I did. How could you tell?
Because you're in the middle of a sentence and you bleh.
Oh my gosh. How many teenagers can tell when their mom pukes in her throat? I don't know what it was. I was telling Paulie I had some ice cream. You know, I just take a little at a time, but then I took it out and there was just a little left. And, you know, do you ever just have that hankering? Is that the word? Hankering? When you just want something, and I just want something sweet. I've been really good not eating chocolate, but I had a little bit of chocolate ice cream left, and I ate it. I don't know. My freezer's going, so probably it wasn't that good, but, you know, I saw it, I ate it, and I was just telling Polly, I don't feel that good. I don't think I should eat that ice cream. And then Polly heard it. Yes, I know, it's TMI. That's the last thing you wanted to hear, but it went down. Don't worry, all is good. All is good. Just need a little ginger ale, a little mint, good to go. Do any of you have that problem? It comes from stress or bad ice cream. So anyhow, Polly and I are going to do something like a podcast. I don't even know what it is. But Polly told me it's something where you don't see us. So since you don't see, well, Polly's really never on, but you don't see me, I thought, podcast you don't see. So in a podcast you're not supposed to see. So then it would be like, you know, I don't know exactly what I'm searching for, but we'll call this a podcast. But, you know, I guess you're supposed to have a name, but I didn't think had. This is like right off the cuff. Right after I just puked in my throat, I thought of it. So let's see. Well, okay, so we should have like a script written down, people do, but we don't. So this is like off the cuff, just trying it out. Our first podcast. Can you think of some kind of name? What could we call it?
Well, maybe something that's related to this video.
Okay. Huh. But we'll be doing other podcasts maybe. So how about Inquisitive Minds? No, that sounds too boring. What would be something that would be interesting? Polly too noticed these lights. He's like, something's not right. It's not centered. We can never do it right. Let's see. There was a real interesting one I was listening today. They had kind of I don't remember the name. Polly, nothing comes to mind. I can't think of anything. Can you?
The Random Podcast.
The Random Podcast. That is perfect. Holy cow. You know he is an apple off the tree, or the tree doesn't fall. No. What is it? What's it called? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Yes, he's like me, but, you know, he's me. What was it again?
The Random Podcast.
The Random Podcast, starring... I don't know, do people say who it's starring?
No.
So what do they say? They start talking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The Random Podcast. How do they say it? The first one? Part one? How do they start it?
They don't say it. They just say what they're going to say.
Okay, so we're going to have a podcast. It's called The Random Podcast. Here we go. We have no questions either, so let us think a minute at this Random Podcast. That's a good name. Okay, so this Random Podcast, so we're going to ask just random questions, I guess. So, Paulie, my random question to you is, I'm sure this is not how professional people do it, because they have editors and they have videographers, and, you know, it's just us, our little, you know, professional setup here, you know, our nothing here, our Random Podcast. So, do you like winter or summer better?
Winter.
Winter. And why do you like winter better?
Because I like the cold.
You like the cold?
Yeah.
You prefer the cold over the hot?
Yeah.
I think I do too. Now, you're going to have to think of a random question to ask me, since it's, what do we name it?
The Random Podcast.
The Random Podcast. So, Paulie's going to randomly ask me a question. Okay, now Paulie is going to ask me a question on the Random Podcast. I don't think that came out right. So now he's going to ask me a question, and I'm going to hopefully be able to answer it.
What was the weirdest moment of your life?
What was the weirdest moment of my life? Oh my gosh, there were many. Well, this could be a whole podcast in itself, but let me see. I think the weirdest, and not saying it was, wrong or bad or just not even weird, but I guess where other people would think it was weird. I had told the story before. I might have even told Paulie the story. When I talk about my cousin, he's now sadly gone to heaven, but he was like a brother to me, and he lived in Canada. So we were watching, I think it was a baseball game. Yes, we were in the grass, and there were diamonds, and people were running. Was that baseball, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we were watching a baseball game. He played hockey, remember?
Yeah. Oh, you mean he played hockey?
No, it's not hockey, Paulie. It's hockey. Hockey. Not hockey. Okay, it's getting late. Anyhow, so it was a baseball. So we were watching a baseball game, and it was in the summer, and we walked from his house, and we were sitting in the grass up on a little bit of a hill and all. And I had shorts on, and my cousin noticed I had hairy legs, and he's like, Sandra! No, why? Sandra! Something like that. He called me Sandra. He was the only person who would call me Sandra, because otherwise I would think I was in trouble. He said, Sandra, you have hairy legs. I says, yes, because my mother will not let me shave my legs. He said, well, we're going to fix that. And I guess it is weird when I think of it now, but at the moment, I mean, it was like, sisters and brothers goof around and do stupid, silly things. That's kind of, that's the way we were. So he said, come on with me. So I knew across the street they had a little, like a strip mall. I don't know, I wouldn't even call it a strip mall, just a little, well, I guess it was a strip mall. So anyhow, there was a little kind of Chinese little restaurant we went there to eat sometimes. And there was a drugstore and a few little, I don't remember. So we went to the drugstore, and he bought a shaver razor, whatever those, not electric, the disposable kind. He bought shaving, what would it be called? The stuff that you spray on, like when men shave, they put, what's that thing? Cream. Shaving cream. And so he says, I am going to shave your legs. And I'm thinking, again, see, it's not like weird, but it was like strange. I guess strange could be weird. Okay, so now we're going back to the baseball game. Oh, yes, we did. We went back to the baseball game because apparently when you shave, you need water. And by the place where we were sitting was a hose. No, it was a thing from the ground, a pipe, something like that. Can you get the visual? See, with a podcast, this is why this podcast works good, because, people say they can't see us, but now you can close your eyes and listen as I describe this, even though some of you may have heard it before. But there was a thing out of the ground, which was metal, which had a thing that had a water thing. I don't quite remember. Water came out of this thing. People drank out of it. Do you remember back in the day when people drank out of hose? They don't do that anymore, out of a hose. Garden hose. Yes, okay. So I think actually there was a hose on it. I don't know. Anyhow, so he watered down my legs. I think we took my shoes off first, my sneakers. I don't know what was on my feet. No, I had sandals. Anyhow, so he sprayed it down, put the cream stuff, the shave cream on, and started to shave. Well, first of all, I was very scared because, number one, I knew I would be in big trouble. So not only did my friends get me in big trouble, I think I said he got me in trouble. Not trouble, but, trouble kind of things. So basically, he shaved my legs. So as he was doing, I would say it was kind of weird, strange, and also scary, because I thought he would cut me. And that was that. And after that, as I said in the story before when I described it, new people might not know, my mom was not very happy, and she says, well, now you will have to shave your legs. And I told you, you don't start shaving me, because once you do, you'll have to always shave. And truly, my legs weren't that bad because my hair was blonder when I was younger, so you couldn't see it that bad. But I guess when you're sitting next to me, he could see it. And he was thinking of me, probably that, if I'm around boys or other girls, so I wouldn't get teased. So yes, that was my weirdest moment that I can think of. Okay, since we're doing this, I should write the name. What's it called again? The Random Podcast. So we're going to end it. I don't know if it's long or short or how it is. We're just, again, off the cuff. We're going to end it with kind of like a Jeopardy thing, okay? So I'm going to say I haven't watched Jeopardy in forever. I'm going to say, like, when you pick a category, but we're not going to have a category because we haven't thought ahead. I just thought of this. So pretend I picked a category. Just maybe you can comment below what would be the category. So, oh no, Paulie's going to tell us the answer. That's how it works. I forgot. Okay. We haven't practiced, so let's hope it works. So, I'm doing the question part of Jeopardy. So, someone has asked, would be me, category, we don't know. He's going to give the answer. I don't know. Wait a minute. Yeah, you guess. So, I picked a category. We don't know what it is. So, I'm reading the question. No, I'm reading the answer. Yes, and Paulie's going to say the question. Is that correct?
I think it's the other way around.
So Jeopardy, but when they say, you would be saying, what is? So
I'm answering your question. You're giving me the question.
Okay, I think Paulie's right. Okay, well, just roll. We'll just roll with us here because this is our first one. Okay, so I picked the category. We don't know what it is. So now the thing flips over and it says, it's going to be a little longer because you know me, it's Sandie Mom. So in the grocery store, there's some woman opened a thing of raspberries to go taste one. She puts it in her mouth with her fingers and wasn't sure it was sweet enough, and she went back and tried another. So I guess the question on that show would be, you're going to be answering the question?
Yeah.
Okay, so a woman keeps trying raspberries in a grocery store and has her saliva on her finger and keeps putting it back in the box. And then Paulie's going to buzz in.
What is disgusting?
What is disgusting? Correct answer. Did that make sense to you? Was that like Jeopardy? I hope you enjoyed our first podcast. Paulie, was it kind of fun to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. We just did it off the cuff. Maybe I'll have Paulie write a little script for us next time because he seems to be much better at this than us. So I hope you enjoyed our first podcast called
The Random Podcast.
The Random Podcast. Stay tuned for more. They will not be every day. You don't know when they'll be. So make sure you subscribe, like,
hit the notification bell when we post videos,
so you will know when we post the videos. You be the reason someone smiles today. Be kind to people you don't know what they're going through. Be kind to yourself. Spread the word about we came up with something new until the cooking starts or the baking. The Random Podcast. Stay tuned. And with Paulie in charge, it's got to be good because he's a lot better than Sandie Mom. So for now,
bye guys.
bye guys. See you again. Thanks for stopping by.